After starting off to a hot 3-0 start, the Minnesota Vikings are climbing the rankings. At the beginning of the season, I do believe the Minnesota Vikings, in most power rankings, were listed as the 23rd best team in the National Football League, which I think we can all agree was pretty accurate. We really weren't sure how this team was going to look this year. But after 3 weeks, it's very clear this Minnesota Vikings team is very good. The defense is flying around making plays. The offense is clicking on all cylinders, even without the wide receiver Jordan Addison, without tight end TJ Hawkinson. The offensive line has been playing pretty solid. And the miraculous play out of Sam Darnold, which I think a lot of people didn't assume that he had that capability, but hoped that maybe he would because he was a number one overall draft pick, I do believe, out of USC to the New York Jets. But the Minnesota Vikings are continuing their trend of climbing up the power rankings. So let's take a look. Let's see what Sports Illustrated or Minnesota Vikings on Sports Illustrated, shout out to them, had to say about these multiple different ranking systems. They said, another week and another massive statement win for the Vikings. After demolishing the Texans, the national pundits, appear to have dropped their skepticism of this year's Vikings team. They have compiled a batch of power rankings from across several different media sources and put them into one comprehensive list. So let's see where the Vikings and their NFC foe are. We won't look at the other teams in the NFC North. We're just going to look at where the Vikings are. We're going to take a look at 6 different media outlets to kind of get a good, nice little gauge at where those outlets think the Minnesota Vikings rank, and kind of, give you a little overall view of how good this Vikings team is in other people's opinions and their eyes. So let's take a look. First up, we'll start with The Athletic, up from number 7. They have us slated at number 4. Josh Kendall of The Athletic, while still holding out the possibility of Sam Darnold turning into a pumpkin, points out that Darnold now leads the league in touchdown passes and has the 3rd best passer rating. Pretty good. So we moved up to number 4. CBS Sports had us at 5 last week. This week, we're up to number 3. Like Kendall, CBS's Pete Prisco appears to be hopping on the Darnold bandwagon, remarking on the good news that Darnold wasn't seriously hurt in the 34-7 win over the Texans, which was a massive piece of good news. Darnold is all right, just a little bit of a knee bruise. He should be good. Let's keep going. SportsIllustrated.com had us at number 9 last week. This week, number 5. Connor Orr singles out the Vikings' suffocating defense and the team's 3-0 start, calling the performances masterful, which I would definitely agree with. NFL.com. Last week, we were number 15. Okay? The NFL had us at number 15 last week, which makes sense, okay, after you beat a really good San Francisco Niners team. But this week, we're number 3, right where we should be. The Vikings take their biggest leap in Eric Edholm's power rankings over at NFL.com, jumping up 12 spots this week. Edholm, like Orr, called Brian Flores' defense masterful and reckoned that the Vikings defensive coordinator could be a head coaching candidate by the end of the season, although that better not happen, and I don't think it will, just because of the ongoing lawsuit he has with the National Football League and the Miami Dolphins. Let's hope Brian Flores sticks around for quite some time. And the last 2 we're going to take a look at here, Yahoo, who last week had us at number 11, bumped us all the way up to number 4. Darnold once again earned praise for his fantastic start, with Frank Schaub writing, "There is no reason to believe he can't continue this pace." I would 100% agree with that. I think there's a lot riding on Sam Darnold's shoulders, but I think he's capable of leading this team in the right direction, winning more ball games. We have Green Bay this week. It's going to be a tough one, but I think Sam Darnold can get it done. And last but not least, ESPN, who last week had us at number 11, bumped us all the way up to number 3. After taking an 11-spot leap last week, the Vikings move up 8 spots in this week's ESPN Power Rankings. Now, ESPN's Kevin Seifert points out the Vikings ranking 4th in the league in scoring, 26 points per game, and overall offensive efficiency, 72.03%, I believe is what that is labeled as. But hey, I think it's very clear, as you can see. We looked at 6 different media outlets. The majority of them have us all of them have us in the top 5. I would say the majority of them have us at number 3. I think, 3 out of the 6 has us as the number 3 team in the National Football League. One has us at number 5. The other two has us at number 4. This Minnesota Vikings team is very good at this point in the season. It's very early still, so we can't get over our heads. All right, okay? Because a lot of things can happen from now till February. A lot. Okay, we can lose a lot of games. We can go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak here, and the season is completely flip flopped. Now we're back in the power rankings. But right now, let's just continue to ride this wave, continue to be pumped about this Minnesota Vikings team, because right now we are a top 5, if not top 3 team in the NFL. That's per 6 different media outlets. So I'll let you guys make your comments in that comment section down below. What do you think about this? Do you think it's true? Do you think the Vikings should be bumped back a little bit, or do you think we should be higher? I want to hear from you guys. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.